Hi, Brian. It's Nick Fierro from Sports Illustrated. You
Hey,
guys,
Nick.
how are you? You
Good.
guys had a rotation going on the line yesterday with the guards. Anybody emerged from that, or is that still kind of a work in progress?
Yeah, I think we'll take it week by week. We felt Cody was doing a pretty good job in there. So, Bobby thought that he would be a good guy to keep in there for a while. He did a pretty good job in there. Obviously got to do better, but we'll take it week by week.
Hey, Brian, Mike Catalana.
Hey, Mike.
The 4th and 1 play when you went back to Breida.
Yeah.
On the television broadcast, it looks like Sutton recognized the play. Was it execution? Is that one you want back? What did you see there?
Well, I think anytime a play doesn't work, you always want it back. But we're trying to call plays that give us a chance here, and maybe spring a big one. And they did a good job. We motioned 19 across, and he stayed, and they got us. We're trying to be aggressive there, and certainly you'd like to have all those calls back that quite don't work out the way you hoped. But we're trying to be aggressive.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Brian, it's John.
Hey, John.
I know you and Josh have great communication all the time. He had mentioned maybe he was a little amped and not taking what the defense was giving him, especially early on. What were your conversations with him like, especially early and throughout the game? And was he expressing that, or were you just trying to settle him down? What was it like? How was that back and forth, understanding that he was pretty self-aware of that?
Yeah, really consistent with what it's been, John. We have good communication between myself and Dorse and Josh and the rest of the guys. First game, there's obviously plays that we'd all like to have back. Certainly made some good ones against a good defense, but at the end of the day, we stalled there in the fringe in the red zone, and as Mike alluded to, we missed on a couple of those short yardage opportunities, and that's the game against a really good defense that's holds opponents to usually 300 yards or less in most of their games. We have to capitalize on those opportunities, and we have to all do a better job.
When you notice and recognize he is either a little off or not exactly in rhythm, do you alter your play calling to try to get him in a rhythm? And how exactly do you do that? Obviously never calling plays. I'd have no idea.
No, that's a legit question. Look, there's different play types, right? There's, you can turn your back and play action stuff, and you got a good rush. And even though you're play action, they might get back to you with your back turned. You can keep it all spread out in front of you so you can see the whole defense and try to get the ball out as quick as you can to playmakers. There's RPOs, there's draws, there's running game. You try to do whatever you can do. Look, he certainly had some good plays in there, and he certainly had some plays that he wishes he had back, just like we all do, myself included. So that's what we'll get to work on.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep, you got it.
Hey, Brian, it's Catherine. Good to see you. When you mentioned that idea of trying to spring a big one on the opponent on either 4th down, maybe some of those 3rd downs as well, where do you find that balance of, you want to catch them off guard, you want to do something, but also you don't want to get over creative or do too much if that takes away your effectiveness?
Yeah, look, Catherine, I'd say we spend a lot of time. We try to put the best plan together that we can. And throughout the game, we try to call the best plays we can call. They're not always going to work. Again, certainly you'd like to have some back, but you put a lot of work and effort into it and a lot of studying, and you have a plan, and that plan kind of adjusts throughout the game. And, you'd like them all to work. There's no question about it. Unfortunately, it didn't, and I'll take responsibility for that.
Hey, Brian, Josh Reed here.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, man. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
The Steelers were able to get a lot of pressure on Josh, and didn't seem like they had to bring anything more than just the guys up front. When you went back and watched it, I would assume that's a pretty big concern of yours.
Yeah, look, our job is to protect the passer from inside out, keep the depth and the width. Certainly we'd like to do as good a job as we can do that. But when you play against a team like that, you go back to the last couple of years, these games have kind of been like that against this team. Give credit to the Steelers. Give credit to Coach Butler and to the players that they got. They're hard to deal with. So, that's something that we work on every week. We're going to have to work on it this week. But give credit to those guys. They're a really good defense.
Hey, one last quick one, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I know that a lot of people are talking about this 4th down and 1 call and the pitch back to Breida and everything.
Yeah.
Did you not run that a couple of years ago? Wasn't it successful? Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong. I may not be remembering it correctly. Am I wrong? Did you ever run that play or no?
No, we didn't run it.
Okay.
I'd say the Bills ran it a while back.
Okay.
With Bledsoe.
Okay.
And they hit a big one on it.
Okay.
Again, you're going to try to put those guys in the best position you can. And, you wish they all work. So again, I'll take responsibility for that call.
Sure. Okay. Thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Brian, Adam Benini. How are you?
Hey, Adam. All right. How you doing?
Good. Hey, I was jumping in. I missed Mike Catalana's question there off the top. So this may be repetitive, and I apologize.
That's okay.
If it is. It was kind of specific to that 4th and 1. I was just going to ask you to elaborate to whatever extent you can on the design of that and ultimately the lack of execution, kind of what went wrong. I think fans would like a window into that.
Yeah, no, they did a good job of playing it. We snuck it earlier down there in the red zone and had a little twist with it with the little cap motion going back across with 19 and Josh stepped up and corner didn't run over and they ended up playing it. It's a call obviously I wish I had back. We were being fairly aggressive, I'd say at that point, similar to kind of Vegas last year. We hit Gabe on a short yardage and we hit a jet sweep on one of them. And, we put together a plan and obviously it wasn't good enough.
Between that play, and obviously this is asked with hindsight being 2020. Sure. Between that play, the flea flickers kind of come up, that sort of thing. It seemed like you guys might have been a little gadget heavy yesterday. What was the reason for that? And would you do it differently?
Well, we ran 2 gadgets. We ran that one and the flea flicker, and both of them didn't work. So when you run gadgets and they don't work, no bueno, right? Not good. And again, I understand that. And when you run them and they work, they're good. They're aggressive play calls. So again, at the end of the day, they didn't work. That's my responsibility.
I guess if maybe I didn't do a very good job of asking the question. It suggested to me anyway, maybe was there an issue, whether it was the offensive line or whatever was going on? Did you feel maybe you needed to resort to that given the way the Pittsburgh's defense was playing you, or was that just something you had in?
No, we've been working on those plays since the beginning of OTAs and training camp. And, we thought at that point in time, we thought that was the right call, and obviously it wasn't.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Hi, Brian. Sorry, it's Elena.
Hey, Elena. How are you?
Good question for you. Good. I was curious, when you see Josh end a game with 50 plus passing attempts, do you feel like, this offense needs to be more balanced, or did the game sort of dictate that? How do you kind of walk away from this?
Yeah, I think that's, we try to do whatever we can do. If it was 50 runs and we thought that was the best thing, that's the best thing. At the end of the day, it's about our execution, and we have to, we got to do a better job with that. But again, give credit to Pittsburgh. This was a good team. They did a better job than us all the way around.
Hey, Brian, it's Sal. Thanks
Hey,
a lot
Sal.
for doing this.
Yep, you got it.
I know 1 for 4 in the red zone is not something you're going to like and something you're going to look at.
Yeah, that's the game right there. I mean, look, there's plays here and there throughout the game that you're going to hit, you're going to miss. But 1 for 4 in the red zone, we're down there and we're settling. That's hard to win a game, particularly against a defense like that.
And my specific question about that is, it seemed like there weren't many shots to the end zone. You did have the one to Gabe. I mean, from in the red zone, you had obviously the long pass to Manuel from outside. There weren't many shots into the end zone. Were they doing something schematically that was preventing you from doing that?
Yeah, well, we weren't interested in holding the ball too long. We were trying to get out of our hands and get into the guys' hands so they can catch and run. And the longer you have to let a play develop and a receiver get downfield, the more the pass rush is coming. So we were trying to balance that.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep, you got it.
Hey, Brian. Sean said post-game yesterday that the Zach Moss decision was just a numbers thing, but where do you see that room at in general, particularly, do they need to be more involved? And if so, who's going to be able to do that?
No, I'm pleased with that room. They've had a good training camp. I thought Motor played well yesterday. I have confidence in that room.
Coach Daboll, Mookie Hawkins, Waffle Sports 1080. How's it going?
Hey, Mook. Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Coach. Now,
okay.
In the early process of the game, you were calling some good plays. That you were emptying out, you were flipping Singletary on play side, and y'all was running those 4 verts. You had some great pay calls, but it just seemed like Josh was, he misread on some of those. Do you think he was predetermined in some of those routes?
No, I thought, look, Josh would be the first one to tell you there were some that he'd like to have back. Like I said, just like all of us would, starting with me. There's a decision that you have to make, and you have to make it quick when guys are rushing and getting on you. And I'm certain that he would like to have a few back, but that goes for everybody. Again, give credit to Pittsburgh.
Absolutely, Coach. And how about the play of Devin Singletary? Care to talk about the way he played for you yesterday?
Yeah, I thought he made some nice runs when there wasn't, there was, a few defenders in a hole. He made some cuts and got north and made some nice plays. And, Devin's had a good camp. I think he had a good game yesterday. We'll keep working with him.
Absolutely, Coach. I know how week 1 is, trying to dial it up and get things in sync and chemistry and all that. I know you'll do a great job going forward.
Appreciate
Coach.
you, Mook.
Yes, sir. Good luck this week.
All right. Thanks.